Good, I liked it. I liked it. You don't know what I like, do you? But you're going to find out. We've got 4 fantastic panellists, all professionals, all very well qualified to sit on the panel. The only dud on the panel tonight is me. And we're going to be talking about these issues. Can we come up with our own traditions? Seriously, Halloween imported and it's growing. The boss feeling a little bit isolated. The employees have ganged up. One really. What do they do? And finally, she's 19. She's sleeping with everyone in the office. And all the other girls write in. What are our panellists going to say? They're all females. Join us right now for Sweet and Sour. Don't go away. See you in a minute.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar in there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Gary Mitchell with you with a beautiful lineup of panellists to address your issues tonight. Hello, Dr. Jane.
Hello, Gary. How are you?
I'm really feeling terrific because we've got you on that side wearing resplendent red, and on the other side, can we see that? Can we get a wide one? Are we allowed to do that? Have a look at that.
It was coordinated.
How gorgeous is that?
We did well.
Cara, you're looking beautiful too.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome all to the panel. We've already said hello to Dr. Jane. Hello, Lou.
Hello. Dr. Love tonight.
Dr. Love.
Dr. Love.
Is there a song? Yes, of course there's a song. How silly of me. Do you know it?
No.
Dr. Love, please come running. Can't you see I'm in pain? No, you don't. Nice to have you here. We'll brush up on
I'm in
your
pain now.
musical knowledge a bit later. Why?
Okay.
We don't do that here. Please relax and have a good time. Hello, Dr. Kath.
Hello.
So your dad and mum?
Dad's in Canada,
Mum's in?
in New Jersey, in the States.
Do they write to each other?
Oh no, they're in separate countries for a reason.
Okay.
Let's just say.
Wow, the lengths people will go to.
Yeah.
Goodness
there might
me.
be another wall being built there.
Do they miss you being over here?
Absolutely,
Do you miss them?
I do.
Siblings?
I have a half brother, a stepsister, and a stepbrother.
Wow, and a partridge in a pear tree.
tree.
That's a fair bit. Welcome. Nice to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Cara.
Hi, how
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you.
Second week back.
Second week back, and I'm looking forward to it.
Did you watch yourself during the week?
I did. I
And
found
out of
myself
10?
very. Yeah, you know what? I give myself. You know what? I've got confidence all over. I give myself 10, honey.
My mother says self-praise is no recommendation. Never mind. Hello, Mum. Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Ready over here?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Very Halloween. Dear Sweet and Sour, can we come up with our own traditions now, please? I'm a little sick of Halloween infiltrating and growing in significance here. I get it. It's just that we don't have anything of our own for kids, so the vacuum gets filled by the idea with the biggest commercial push. It's basic science, high pressure to low pressure. Are we such a vacuous society, though, that we can't repel these negative American cultural influences and start adopting our own? Something Indigenous would be terrific. If we stick with the creepy themes, we could even have the Kadaitcha Man Festival. Do any of you know what the Kadaitcha Man is?
Sounds scary.
I don't think that's going to catch on. We do very little except celebrate an Australia Day on which we have a preoccupation. Yet it's become divisive and a little meaningless. I'm writing to ask your panel what new and very Australian holidays and festivals you can suggest so we can begin to celebrate our own traditions instead of continuously adopting foreign commercial culture. Maggie of Mawson Lakes in South Australia. First up, Dr. Kath, do you like Halloween?
I'm Canadian, so I love it.
You
I
like
absolutely love it, and I have so many amazing memories. Although I was egged quite a few times. But you know what I think
Is that
would
part
be.
of Halloween?
Yeah.
You egg people.
Yeah, so teenagers, they go by in cars and like throw eggs, and yeah, it hurts. I remember getting a massive bruise. But
That would be the trick part rather than the treat part.
Yeah.
We hope.
Well, that was just not nice. But you know what I think would be a great day? When I moved here, I couldn't understand you guys at all because everything was short-formed. I
Yes,
think
we
you
cut
should
everything.
have an Australianism day where
Oz
it's just
Day.
all about just the language.
Oz
It's
Day.
hilarious.
We cut it short. Oz Day.
It's the Avo and the Arvo and the Prezi and the Prezzo and everything's. I love it.
Oz Day on a different day to Australia Day.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's all just about how you guys talk. It's hilarious.
Aussie Talk Day. Accent Day.
Aussie slang.
Okay,
Aussie
Aussie Slang
Day.
Day.
Yeah.
All right, Cara.
I like Halloween. I like it. My kids love it. In actual fact, I organised a spooky disco like 2 weeks ago in school. So I'm all for keeping the Halloween. I do agree. I'd love my kids to learn a little bit more about Indigenous Australia. I don't know how we can put that into to an event, but maybe we do something where we, I don't know, throw thongs around or something like that. That might be a great option.
Throw thongs around.
A thong throwing day for
Well,
kids.
they're not exclusively Australian though, aren't they? The word is though. What are they
A
in
double
New
plugger,
Zealand?
a plugger.
Jandals in New
A
Zealand.
plugger, isn't it?
Plugger.
Isn't
What's
it
a plugger?
called a plugger?
Oh, it's a duck on. Do you remember
No,
that television
they're
show?
pluggers. Have you got a pair of pluggers?
Pluggers?
Yeah, thongs.
I get it.
See, thongs are underwear.
Oh my goodness. Well, honey.
Thongs are underwear.
Yeah,
Oh
so when
yes,
I was like,
yes.
do you have your thongs?
Yes,
I'm like,
yes,
yeah, I'm
yes.
wearing
Oh, that's something to celebrate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Terrific. Thongs to celebrate.
My turn. Okay.
Doesn't
What I
have
want
to
to say
be.
about Halloween is that I was driving home the other day, and what I
You always-
thought was,
Ran someone over?
I had my eyes open this time, which is sometimes I don't. But I thought this was just such a beautiful thing, just seeing kids on the street.
Yeah, that is nice.
Everyone's dressed up. You know, people love dress ups. Come on, why do you think certain stores make so much money? People
course.
love to get dressed up. They like an excuse to get dressed up. Who cares whose idea it was? Does it really matter if it was the Americans' ideas or the Australians' ideas? It's not about that. It's about fun. It's about joy.
Fun.
It's about celebration. Who cares what you're celebrating? And it's about getting people out and in amongst the community. You've got these packs of kids that travel around
Makes
the
the neighbourhood
streets.
safe, doesn't it, for
it's
that
beautiful.
particular day?
It's actually-
Everybody's out and walking around.
And people are happy and they've got goodies.
And
I
they've
shut
got
my
goodies.
gates, I didn't open the door, but that's okay. But you know, no,
She was the Halloween Grinch.
no,
But she loves it.
no. But I just think it doesn't really matter whose idea it is. Stop making it about, oh, it's this country's idea and we need our country. And it's unity. It's people being people. Just have fun.
My sister lived in Hong Kong and her kids were born in Hong Kong, and when she moved back to Australia, she had already adopted Halloween, and the kids had, and they were 8 and 7 or whatever, and this was years ago, more than 20 years ago, and she would take them around and nobody knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Now, of course,
Everybody knows it's
You have to
fun.
dodge
it's
and
something to
weave and
look
dodge.
forward to. It's good.
all right, Dr. Jane.
So I'm a bit of a convert. I didn't like the idea
Because?
initially because the whole concept seemed weird to me. You dress up in scary outfits, you knock on strangers' doors asking for lollies. It's like the exact opposite to what I tell my kids. You know,
Asking for lollies.
Yeah, don't
Sounds like a
take-
politician.
And but my kids absolutely love it, and I said no this year, but
You said no this
I
year?
did, but 11th
Oh,
hour.
we've got 2 Grinches on the
Oh,
show.
you said
11th hour, I ducked into Big W, grabbed a outfit just because I crumbled to the pressure, but they did love it. So
Why did you say no initially?
because the whole concept of like accepting lollies from strangers dressed in
They're not at crosswalks. It's all right.
yeah, but it's just the opposite to what I usually tell them.
So what's
you
going to
know?
happen for next year?
Well, next year I think I've got to have to wave my flag and say, fine, you know, it's the numbers game. I'm outnumbered.
We asked you at home to answer this question online for us. Do you believe the American Halloween tradition can ever be displaced in Australia by a more Australian tradition? Well, this was an interesting result. You know, we couldn't come up with too much, but we did. And 58% said, yes, we can come up with something more Australian.
I think we should adopt Thanksgiving, to be honest. Let's
Thanksgiving.
eat a turkey instead.
Let's eat turkey. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, let's eat turkey.
What are we thanking people for?
Lamb. I love that.
Sam Kekovich, love you. When we come back, we're talking about staff performing and what do you do with them?
Sack
Well,
'em.
do you sack them? Yeah, you threaten to at least anyway, don't you? When we come back, more of Sweet and Sour. We become serious. Don't go away.
Right here on Sweet and Sour.
How's that sugar in there, baby?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. And if you'd like to send us a little letter and have it read out by our panellists, send it to one of these social media contact points appearing on your screen right now. And how many are there, Lou?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, very good. Very good. And for every letter we do receive and read out, discuss with our panellists, we're going to send you to the movies. There we go. There's the report, courtesy of Natalie Cameron. And NRC Communications, sabotaging staff, dear Mitch and panellists. I've been running my events business for 4 years. I only have 3 prominent events every year, and the lead up to these events are always busy. One of my staff has been with me since the beginning, and I value her expertise, friendship, loyalty, and the way customers love her. The events are becoming bigger and busier, and the workload too much for the 2 of us, so I've had to put on another full-time staff member. The problem is, whenever I employ someone, my long-term staff member acts very poorly, and the new person never lasts longer than a couple of months. She undermines me in meetings, gives me the cold shoulder, speaks down to both me and the new team member. When it's just the 2 of us, she's great. But I've lost 4 staff already, and it's exhausting training new people only to have them leave saying they can't work with her. Despite talking to her, nothing changes. I've had enough, but I feel very trapped, and I wonder if any of the panellists can make suggestions on how to turn her around. I fear if I lose her, there's nobody that knows the job, and I'll be left trying to train new people and run the business. Is there any hope of turning her around? Jane of Doncaster, Victoria. We're going straight to you, Lou. First up on this one.
Oh, Jane, I feel your pain. That rhymed.
Has it happened to you?
It has happened to me
Ooh.
many times.
Many times?
Yeah, because people like to think that you can't run your business without them. Their egos get in the way, and they think that they're the business. They don't have the guts to go out and do it themselves.
Why do they become protective of their little patch, though, over other people?
Because they're greedy.
Well,
You
you're
know,
not showing
and
them
they
the
have-
love.
No, well, it doesn't matter how much love you show people. This is your business, Jane. And there's only one person that knows this business and knows the vision, and that's you. And here's a news flash. It doesn't matter how many people that you're going through over and over and over again. The time, energy and effort that you're putting into employing somebody, training them, it's not worth it. If she can't,
get rid of the one.
She can't. Yeah, if she can't handle it, she needs to move on, and you need to look after your business and your baby and your customers in the long term.
Sounds a bit psychopathic to me.
It's
Very,
not
feels very threatened every time somebody else comes in.
exactly. She hasn't got control of her emotions, and you don't know what else is going on behind the scenes as well. It is time to call it a day and move that one on.
Sociopaths disrupt everything when it's not going their way. They don't
Absolutely.
even know they're doing it.
They don't.
Well, some do.
No, some of it's pastime.
Some do, some do.
Yeah.
Thoughts about this? You ever been in this position?
I thankfully haven't personally, but the thing that stood out to me from this letter is that Jane, who's worked hard for 4 years to build her
Jane's talking to
business. Jane, good name. And she's saying, I've had enough and I feel very trapped. I think you've answered your own question. You shouldn't feel trapped in your own business. Your business is supposed to give you freedom, and that's why most of us start our own businesses. And certainly it shouldn't be coming from a staff member that you're paying. So I would say goodbye and cut my losses and start fresh. Everyone, as nasty as this sounds, is replaceable and trainable.
Cara, it sounds like she's made a mistake in the beginning by not nipping it in the bud immediately, although she does say she's spoken to her.
Yeah, but she's also, she's done some nasty things apparently also in the boardrooms and made her look silly. I don't think that's a
Cold
good
shoulder,
move.
undermines me in meetings, speaks down to both me and the new team member, and the new team member just leaves.
No, I'm a big believer that you are only as good as the people you surround yourself with, and that goes in relationships as well as business. So I think you need to get rid of her. Absolutely.
She's costing business. If the business can't grow because you keep bringing it down to two people.
That's exactly right.
It's
You are
costing your business.
actually, you're actually stifling your business by having this person
Are there
around
any
you.
redeeming features that we've overlooked? You know, she might be. Is there's something that we are failing to consider?
I don't think it's something that can't be replaced if you adequately train someone really well. I think you need to get her out of the way before you bring in somebody else. She's just going to run the same course the next time you bring somebody else in.
Dr. Kath, how would you get someone to shine in this situation?
First off, can I just say, Jane, well done for having a successful events business because it's very challenging.
9 out of 10 fail. 9 out of 10 events
Well done, you.
fail in profit.
Probably echoing everyone else's comments, my question would be, why do you think she's acting differently when other people come in? Is she feeling threatened? Is she thinking that her job is going to be replaced? And perhaps is that why
Yes,
she's
all
on
of
the
that.
defensive? But at the end of the day, communication is key.
She's
And-
tried talking to her though.
Well, then, but I think legally, I'm not sure what kind of contract she's in. You do have to give them fair notice, and I think it's a 3 strikes you're out policy. Yeah.
Is it?
So I think,
I don't know.
I think the only thing I would say is, do you look into the legal ramifications of it? Who knows what kind of contract
Get
you
rid
have?
of them.
I also think she might be even in a comfort zone. She needs to step out of her comfort zone and fully own her business and take, you know, it is a
Passed
hard
on
thing
too
to do.
much to the other. We asked you at home to answer this question that we put on social media. Do you believe it to be a positive reaction when staff begin to be defensive and protective of areas they believe to be exclusively their domain? And 35% of you said yes. It's a positive reaction, and 65% of you said no.
Employees said yes, and
But we do,
said no.
we do like employees to feel comfortable, though, and to own their patch. But they're overstepping the mark here.
No one
No one owns anything,
in your
really.
business. You have the right to come, do your work, and I'll pay you.
Can the office skank own all the men in the office?
Why not? Someone's got to own them.
Well,
Might
we
as well
got-
bet the skank here.
We've got an interesting discussion when we come back, because someone writes in about the 19-year-old office skank who goes through most of the office and then some.
Terrible.
What word would you use?
Not that.
We're not going to use that word when we come back.
No.
Join us after the break, sweet and sour, and we're not going to use the word, what is it?
Right here on Sweet and Sour. It's time for Sweet and Sour. It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Hey, g'day, and welcome back to Sweet and Sour, straight into the final letter of the evening, dear panellists. It actually says dear panel, but that's another issue. My problem, or I should say our problem, is the office skank. Oh, we weren't going to use that word, sorry. Sexually promiscuous person. She is 19 and the biggest man-eater you could ever imagine. Oh, it's not, doesn't make a difference if we don't use that word, does it? Have a look. There are 4 girls aged between 18 and 23 in our section and 7 guys. The skank, oh, there we go again, has been through all of the guys plus others in other departments. She chats them up, takes them home, and then moves on after a while to the next one. The other girls in the office and I have banded together and we have decided to stop her one way or another. What's going on there? They're all jealous. So panellists, how can we stop her? Ah, that's the issue. They just want to know how to stop her. What can stop this awful behaviour? Is it awful behaviour, Lou? And why is it that men fail to want to see what sort of girl she is, and that is just a user? Ooh, Thalia of Newcastle, New South Wales. Go make friends with the girl, goodness me. Jane,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
This is, when I read this, all I was thinking was this sounds like a really toxic office environment, not because of the 19-year-old
But because of all the bitching
because
going
of
on
all
in the
the
back
other,
office.
yeah, that and the lengths they've gone to find out what's been happening in the bedroom. Why do they care? Do your job. Do your job,
Why do they care?
Talia.
You're all jealous. Why are you running into us?
Yeah.
We're glad that you did, actually. Thank you.
That was skanking, did you say?
So,
Yeah, I just think it's totally none of their business. It's 2 consenting adults, I assume.
Or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10.
But at a time,
So
I'm
what?
assuming it's 2 consenting adults. So it's, I don't even understand
what?
Either they have not enough work to do, maybe they should get
They're
that
all
job
jealous,
with the events
and they're all
company.
very young though. They're aged between 18 and 23.
But it seems like their life goal is to stop this girl. Seriously.
It is. They've written into us. Step number 1, right to sweet and sour. Lou,
Okay. Look, what I read
Relationship
is that,
expert.
that she's 19 and this is the time that you're supposed to explore and you're supposed to be sexually expressive. And if she's, fishing in the pond that she works in,
so what?
what does it matter? Is it any different if she was going through Tinder or going through some online and having dates every night? It's really totally irrelevant, totally no one's business. And it's way more unattractive looking at a 49-year-old behaving in a manner. This is what your youth is for, to be young and explore and to find that porridge
49.
that's not too hot and not too
You couldn't be bothered at
cold.
49, could you?
Mind your mouth.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Mind your mouth. But the porridge is too hot, the porridge is too cold, the porridge is just right. Maybe she's looking for the just right porridge in the pool of porridges.
The just right porridge. Not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah, not too big,
Someone's
not too
been
small.
sleeping in my bed. We asked
Exactly.
you at home, when people move rapidly onto successive romantic partners, is this behaviour a red flag for some underlying insecurity? Here's what you said. 81%, Lou, said yes. But
Whose insecurity? The insecurity of the people judging it is the insecurity. It's not the
how
insecurity.
do you stop that habit, though? I mean, as you grow up.
Why do you need to stop it? Like,
I don't
if
know.
that's what you want to do, why do you need to stop it? Why are people so hell
Well, you're
bent
not
on
going to build-
this is the way that it should be? We should have one partner and we should, only have sex at night time with the lights off, and it doesn't really matter.
But are you going to build a strong relationship with anyone if you
Who
just
cares?
hopping?
Not everybody wants a strong relationship, and
So
that's coming from a relationship.
so this is not
coach.
for everybody.
This is not.
It's just okay.
It's a judgment.
All right, I get it.
Yeah.
She's 19.
Kath, what's going on here?
I just, my question is, would we still have received this letter if it had to do with men? That's my question, because if it was guys are considered studs if they, put more notches on the bedpost.
That's amongst other guys. But what about if you were one of the girls who worked in the office and it was a guy going from...
But that's the thing. That's considered the norm. So why is it
Is
it so odd that a woman enjoys having sex with multiple partners? Go girl. As long as she's doing it safely and not spreading disease.
With the greatest of ease.
That's it.
I reckon we
Absolutely.
should get the bacon onto this bird as well. That's a terrible thing to say. Sorry about that. All right. Last word.
Oh, look,
Come on,
I
Karen.
think that this group of girls that have written in need to stay in their own lane and not care about what this other woman is doing. Her sexual habits are her sexual habits, and she's totally entitled to do that.
She's not hurting the other girls from...
No, I think they're jealous, actually.
The other girls
to be
are just
honest with
ganging
you,
up.
I think it
It
sounds
sounds
like
like
they're
it.
jealous. Either that or she's liking one of the men and she doesn't
They're
want
only
the
very
man
young.
touched.
Is that just because they are coming to terms with their own insecurities, etc., and they're feeling like...
Maybe they need some extra orgasms at
Yeah,
home.
maybe. Maybe they need
For a
to.
little bit of,
Maybe they are.
Frustrated, possibly. Do you?
sexually
Do
frustrated.
you know what? The music's come on and Vinny's telling us that we've got to wind up. We've got to go. Dr. Jane, lovely to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Gary.
Terrific. Do you want to come back and see us another time as
I'd
well?
love to.
Great to have you. Lou,
Oh,
I love having you on.
I love being here too.
Oh, you
Coming back again.
Oh, you didn't get that on. I got a hug there and you... Oh, it was...
Mikey.
Nice to have you here. Hey, Doc.
Hello.
Thank you for
Actually,
organising
no, it's
some
goodbye.
mates. Oh,
Yeah.
boo. But only for a short time. You'll be back too, yes?
Absolutely.
Great to
and
have
so
you.
glad that you like my bookends.
Your mates?
Oh, yeah.
Resplendent
With,
in red?
Gorgeous reds on.
Karen, did you have a good time?
I did. Thank you for having me.
Nice
Had a
to
great
see you
time.
after how many years? 13.
13
Unlucky
years,
for
we
some.
reacquaint. It's great.
Thank all of our wonderful panellists. Thank our terrific crew here at North Metropolitan. What's that? You'll have to Google it. And thanks for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye. That's it, are you all? Yes, you are.
The other hand.
Oh, the other hand, because it makes us what?